Direct Insurance. Puma drinks a whole new vibe. Weber Cotal Cement. I'm gonna say I see Mpensenpensenmu, bro. From the camp of the NDC, the National Youth Organizer, Giorgio Pariado, aka Pablo, what's I say? Yeah, share name from the camp of the MPP, Awal Mohammed, YEA Communications Director. I bet I say. My mammy goes here, or the Assembly, Yama Pablo Aquaba, Yendi Neho fell.
Oh, Quasi Pablo and Yamana Quaba, yeah. And
Yendi Neho fell, Granum.
Oh, and you fell, you know, Juma as the National Youth Organizer of the NDC.
Oh, okay.
Warrior. And some of us from where we sit.
Okay.
You say you shouldn't cry.
Okay.
Na Yabona Basso.
But Pablo Assembly, okay.
Yeah.
Juma or for the NDC.
Yes.
Pablo.
Yeah.
National Youth Organizer.
Because it hear me.
Tell me, send me a question.
No. You don't ask me questions. Please.
Oh, okay.
We do the question. You don't ask me questions.
Yeah,
but on a more serious note, I think that he is doing so far. He's doing fantastically well. Yeah. Nansei Oka, other national executives home or Moko. Inaugurated the UK Ireland branch.
But me a question at this point. So Pablo, 2020 election, no, you to do was send a vote in my NDC as National Youth Organizer.
Wouldn't me ensure the total number of people who voted because of how our voting is done. But clearly, we share voter register as well. Between the ages of 18 to 45. I constitute about 70% of the total voter population. And then NDC contends it was an election you win it. We can say without any fear of a
You still believe that there is election I'm winning?
We believe it's an election we won. And the evidence and signs are very clear. The evidence are even after Supreme Court, yes, and then Nema about to the floor clearly shows that it was a flawed election, it was a stolen election. And clearly, events after the elections even tell you say Nanado does not rightly have the mandate of the good people of Ghana. You see, if based on South Africa now, and then you can confidently say that a lot of young people voted for the NDC. And Osha even results from parliaments and the number of seats we won from 106 to 137. Clearly, we should be the side jubilating.
Well, Pablo, I'm saying, we opponent in Bayer, CJ, you hold you as a National Youth Organizer of the NDC. What has been your biggest achievement? I would don't say this is what you did for the
so what I would say is that the youth wing of the NDC was virtually non-existent. Today is the most vibrant force in the party. And party be our elections are. If you do well, it depends on the strength of your youth. So the participation of young people in the last elections on the side of the NDC, clearly there was a revival of the youth front, and it just didn't happen. It happened because of a Juma, and then Amoa is here, and so I can say that we have built for the NDC today a resolute youth winger, ready, and anybody who is going to take over from me can do great things with what we have today. Remember, in 2016. We all saw the performance of the NDC in that elections. And you can take even campuses. Campuses are losing miserably in the last elections. You realize that campuses the NDC have never won before. For instance, UPSA, all the two police stations the NDC won. NAFTI, even Legon, even though we didn't win most of the police stations, the vote differences are not yet suffered from. No? Clearly those gaps were closed. And across the country. So as it stands today, the youth wing of the NDC that was dormant, and anybody who has followed our politics will tell you that between 2013 to 2016, the NDC's youth wing was very, very down. But today, it is not the same. Everywhere, it has become the most vibrant and most attractive wing of the party. People today, and all of a sudden, interest are generating. You'll be amazed. Look at TIN today. Today, TIN is better positioned than TESCON. And you can clearly tell from the various campuses the activism of TAIN. For a very long time now, student elections in Podia, but today it's a total different story. But I will not say that Georgia Adom Kwana. I work with the team, and the team has been very supportive. From the national chairman, from our flag bearer, the general secretary, my 2 deputies, and then my regional youth organizers and the constituency youth organizers, Nakasa. It's been tremendous, and we've done what we could do, and I believe so, given the opportunity.
Before I remember Wala Kwabano, you are still contesting, right?
Yes, I may contest, I may not contest, but as it stands now, since I'm still in the driving seat, I am still contesting.
No, okay, say I may not.
From now till time it may be a nomination is a long time.
Yeah, I know. But be definite, as we sit here, you have planned to contest.
As I sit here, as I sit here, yes, I am still in the race to contest.
Okay.
But things may change, things may happen, and nobody knows.
If things change, yeah, you might go for other positions than national youth organizer.
To be honest, I have not set my mind to any other position. It is either I'm contesting or I'm not contesting. If I'm going to contest, I'm going to contest for national youth organizer.
Okay. But aside national youth organizer, position Ben I'll just be to me occupy in the NDC.
I am fit for purpose. I've been at 27, I was MC.
Yeah,
so I fit into any position apart from woman organizer. But any position in the NDC, I'm fit and I qualify. I'm a lawyer, I'm a businessman, I have a master's. When it comes to academic qualifications, I have it. When it comes to political astuteness, I believe that I am more qualified than most people. You know, any position from the general secretary.
But you can have all the titles. A bassa with the titles in the year Juma, one thing.
I was MC for 8 years.
Okay.
I believe that speaks volumes. So if I was not competent, I'm not sure that, because you know how MCs come and go. I've served a full term as national youth organizer. I'm 2 times parliamentary candidate for Okre. And I believe that when it comes to business, to Sabi, my name is attached to big brands in this country. And, you know, it is not, if it's about competence, I can confidently say, nobody can question my competence when it comes to delivering on my mandate. And what I have done with the youth wing of the NDC today, best testimony, sir, I am fit for purpose and I can occupy any position.
And then I won't call for flag bearership.
And I make say, yes, monkeys play by sizes. And I am for 10 years. A bit of the BH. Carry me washer, me fin do flag bearer. Is it a cost associated with certain positions? So,
I know I show.
And I will be very honest. I don't think there is anything wrong with the leadership of President John Dramani Mahama.
Okay.
And if you go around this whole country, he's the obvious person, population, you know, a collar on him.
Okay.
So you don't swim against the tide. The eyes of the Parade is not willing to swim against that tide.
Mate, but that's my for 80 minutes after 9. Georgia Pariado Pablo, the National Youth Organizer of the NDC. Now, Awal Mohammed, Communications Director, what's not say? Awal and Awal, they say, Awal Fugu, Awal Fugu, Nebuadio.
And then make way. And then they check me.
Oh, my men fear. I know a whole quadrium call me fear.
But I sit for Mekano. But today he's.
Awal no anymore. Oh, your boom jasa.
Oh, youth leader to hell. Youth leader to hell. Oh, youth leader to hell. Oh, wow, about to carry
on. Youth leader. Former youth leader.
Oh, now, I didn't. I was a member of Facebook. I'm sure Awal Fuguno. Wait, just oh, I buy more.
I buy the budget in passing.
I want to be a book.
Oh, Adom.
And they say the NDC when you are motion quanta, my pie cry.
Oh, say your pie about 5 years.
Baby, I'm found go back.
Oh, Debbie.
That's your money. That's also on Baba buy more.
And Yanni does say no more by Munamikoy.
okay.
And you say be opposition, I can say be nipa no ekoye na usuro opposition in a about government. And at that time also, polls I buy in actually say NDC will win the elections. You remember in 2016, polls I buy in actually say NDC will win the elections. But by my convictions, I believe say Masum Edru Mpensenpensenmu was say Dwaso.
So I'm being koye. There's a umpel masem kra.
Yes, sir. They say principles, and me share me principles against what is happening.
More principles, no more pescadie.
At that time, and yeah,
at the time, no more disca.
My statement, me the statement by me can't deal you know. So
I know you're there day
about Zongo development and the youth. Especially in terms of employment.
Youth organize our how?
Yes, and it's in the statement.
But in the Zongo development, number one, how well now MPP might develop his Zongos?
I think it's better than before. Essence, you buy your first thing and say who say you need a framework. A war, Zongo Sonasana, where to me, ama catch up with development. Essence, Zongo, the high kesepa. Education, one, sanitation, and health, very, very important. You buy in first thing I say in you buy in January, February. You appointed a Zongo minister. Zongo minister ne buy ebe set up what the normal bill echo parliament set up what is called the Zongo Development Fund. When we say you promise in the manifesto, say you be set some money aside. The bed develop Zongo. So you buy in first and I say we appointed a Zongo minister. I remember say Inusa Fuseni that time as an MP. I can say it was discriminatory. So the Zongo minister, and you didn't even promise Zongo minister. You promised a fund. But now a transition into a defund and buy fund no move. Emma minister no move set up the fund. So that second year and a scrap there, because they say I set it up by 2018 January. Now fund number together with this development authorities and into Coastal Belt Development Authority, Northern Belt Development Authority, and a Middle Belt together with the Zongo Development Fund and a buy. So now there is an act of parliament, a legislative instrument that is setting up the Zongo Development Fund with a CEO and 2 deputy CEOs. Yaya enyuma bebre within the Zongo communities, especially in terms of recreation. Okomadina, AstroTurf na yohon. Through the Zongo Development Fund ye. Adeba kwa share ni se ushe Zongo sa hodwa. Africa besta yenya ye ewo. Ghana ha. Omu nyina ye Zongo for. Interesting. Omu nyina. By Ibrahim Sandi, Abdurazak, any Abedi Pele. These are Zongo people. It who said there are talents in the Zongos and in Sule Muntaris and so on. So let's have recreational facility for them. Yenye baby a park on bit media training. It started with Madina. But
with the Madina, Diana, I don't see the Zongos using it. It's there. It's just like Zongo. That. It's there. Me baby a wall. Me koho. So, but still they use the red pack.
They use it because me kran makoho and najubi just to go and witness because now mobile ball also. Anajo. They were playing football.
That's one
again. We are no free wa. Me call for a waazi, that is a Islamic gathering. Ye be ho. So eno kaho. Oko fadama shok na no sharubutu. The sports complex. You know, it has also been developed. Now saying we ye maulid no. And also a ho ye. Oko Zongo sa hodwana. Oko mikroma sante afijasia. Makaranta Munini Yinano, yes, 6 unit classroom blocks are completely at the amount. Over 200 projects within the Zongo communities across the country. And Okon Kawi Zongo, 20-seater toilet facility. Just way specifically from the Zongo Development Fund. Okay. And this assembly so Juma. So no, you're taking a bold step. And sa fund no. NDC in the highly unlikely event to say not in the near future dear, but the beyond party be a bit me and ultimately yin through I just say be our parliament no repeal law no and sign away ye through so a giant stepper right. Again on youth employment to him the NAPCO and some other things are ede abwa eye emabuno. So it has paid off, and again I think it's a yetimi ade ba ko okaye na yes, he has started some giant steps within the team, but because the team so pass a test corner, I doubt must start to pick it up, because initially
it has become more vibrant than Tescon,
they are just picking up. Because one can say a dormant, something that is dormant. How can it just surpass a idea, a wahoa, a establish? You remember, say last year the president was in Ho for 2 years ago. He was in Ho for a TESCON program. Here, University of Ghana, we had that. I was part of those who went round the country to do a TESCON orientation and workshops. Answer no more okay,
well, you're not first so
yes, Waba Mahusa instituted some measures. Say national TESCON coordinator, regional no or more A10 coordinators. Initially, you don't see them into Oba. There are some reforms.
At least or no as national organizer.
How more pick it up. But for him to say you're more vibrant than TESCON, I beg to differ on him. Say your friend said TESCON is an idea. Was a we went around, we trained them. I was part of those who were taking them through. I was taking them through effective political communication. Yes, Oma making some strides. Be your friends the tertiary institutions. I win some few polling stations. I don't know to me. I mentioned only Medina and Nekeka, but other tertiary institutions we still dominate.
Okay,
it is more vibrant than a year. And also winning all the campuses.
Okay, so Pablo, with the Awale Kano, Zongo Development Fund, and the Juma Mayano, it is going to be a tough thing for you to win the Zongo to your side.
But in the last elections, we won the Zongos.
Yeah, they won the Zongos. Zongo belongs to them. Your friends
with all what's more,
we even reclaimed areas that were winning in 2016, like Medina. Like Medina.
Yeah.
It was a strong area.
Yeah, almost big team of about almost 12,000.
A very big Zongo area. In 2020, we beat them and took back our constituency. Areas like near Dubiase, areas where they won against us in 2016, that had dominant Zongo populations. We went back and won. Asawase, we increased our votes in Asawase. You understand? So they've come to set up the Zongo Development Fund. But we didn't have a Zongo Development Fund, but our commitments to the Zongos were not in doubt. Any reforms under President Mahama. Yeah, started far Zongo from called Cuba University. Even then in opposition, no way inside that time. But that time, then before Crowley complaining, say, now BSL, and they even went further to say, President Mama, if you know Finti, and I know yes, I initiative, no. But President Mama's argument was that it was difficult for Muslim women when they go through hospitals, now maternity or kwako, now gynecologist or whatever, no, a Christian, and then they religion they believe in. So as part of that, President Mama's knowing this, he decided say young girls from the Zongos are more science. Now what support you near the Mako school? We had a Muslim vice president and Ali Muhammad. Now Hajj na ye basa ukrumanomo. It took the vision of President Mama and be streamlining Hajj activities. President Mama said ceremony, but he knowing the importance and relevance of Zongos Islam no. Every forming Hajj and the Hajj is smooth. They can't take credit for that. Or kasa about development of sports Nema. I am found by my AstroTurfs back baby. But I know, like you said, where it's been cited in Yamano. For instance, go see AstroTurf for East Legon. That's what they call Zongwa. And you make private individuals as you can afford the paper of gas no more. So the intent and purpose in the crowd has not been achieved. But as it stands now, I can assure you that Osha in 2020 manifesto we were proposing better reforms to the Zongos. Our Akasa be brave, but I'm not sure say Sikanya ya allocated core Zongo ministry, no. and then the level of development they call them. Me sure say they've paid a lot more lip service to the Zongos. That is how come in 2020 the Zongos did not reward them. Because if the Zongos have seen, say, you set up a ministry for them, let's see come vote no more the back ministry no more. Now Baba Juma Abuoma, I am very sure said would have rewarded you because there are people who reward. But they didn't reflect in the votes they got. So clearly that should tell you, say, Omo initiative did not pay off because the people did not feel the impact of Omo policies. So Omo now that Omo good ministry in the Krampo there, I don't know exactly what they are going to do because all these development authorities they set up in their first term. Obia who development authorities so far so Obia. And a job for the boys. 2 deputies, 1 CEO, and in most instances, just lip services and pay to the people. But you cannot see real developments anywhere. School die, Islamic education. But it was under your time now why a franc for just to teach Islamic schools. I was an MC. I had Islamic schools in my area. Time. Almost all the Islamic schools, there some Dubai, Phobi Baye, some AEB. Almost all of them were put under school feeding. Time. A lot of resources was given to build extra classroom blocks for Islamic education. There was a whole unit under the Ministry of Education for Islamic education unit. I will see to it, say, all these areas are schools, ACCs, they'll go around and build schools. It happened in my area. That will be what Manguase. A school block was built for them. That will be what Okrasi. A school block was built for them. And these are things governments do.
Pablo, Dwaso, it's about 32 minutes after 9. We're joining Adom 106.3 FM. Dwaso Nsem and Wasugusu Awutie. Menini Kwesi Asempa. From the camp of the NDC, the National Youth Organizer, Giorgio Pariado Pablo, and a friend from the camp of the MPP, YEA Communications Director, Awal Mohammed, and Yaneno Echichi and Common. I was sharing so say, a vaccinations center, a COVID-19 vaccination campaign on the multimedia group, Ayawaso Central District, and I face so the Ghana Health Service. Yakaboma, ye baby wahase, Obiambe wa Ghana for when you're 15 years and above, Pfizer vaccine no bra kokomlimleha ye officer ne bra bewo. Ya kosi Thursday. Danke wasi ye ne. But nyamen chadie popular request do one na frey yesremo ye nyamwoy enti ye de kwakosi yawada the 2nd day of December 2021 but modern ne to America bra yetenase from 10 a.m. na fe ye wie anwumre enti bra ne bewo fa busuafo ne nyina bewo once you are 15 years and above. Abusia yantoaso na fe yanko Ghana mrashe bedwam awa me de wona be start yanko Ghana mrashe bedwam na fe yanhwe the drama, the debates, the developments about the budgets and the course last Friday.
You me that's it. Me did say ene anopay me say one the chief
yeah no don't break aside yeah
ene DMP no e ba echiri
yeah
I can say o we be obeka na me can say bia obeka bibi
do you ganza
but wantimi anye. Yes, ene omo ebetena se mrashe bedwa ebetena se na ene mrashe bedwa etena se budget asem no ena ebedi kan because eno any asem a ebetimi edi kan na omo aka ho asem nwanwa say up to now the NDC is engaged in the debate abra mo de mugidi say moto budget na agu se wo say moto agu no aye history I just say bia yesan kofa mra foforo ekoya menjin de say start eka ho asema e say mu engage in the debate na mu for the technicalities ban na keka we are supposed to prove the technicalities to tell you say budget no was never approved because muntimi omunni hu to me so mbetimi approve the budget no. Your friends, I rejected the budget because they did not have the numbers. Parliament.
No, but as it stands now, the budget has not been approved.
Yes, it has not been approved.
Yes.
But it has not also been rejected.
Yes, but once it has not been approved, it's not a workable budget.
Yes. Yeah, budget no say by Friday it will be approved or rejected. yɛntimi anye bibia emu bibia antimi amaso nti ene ye betena so na yɛhwɛ the same thing na yɛyɛ ho adwuma nti sɛ woka sɛ yɛn approve ya no korɛ but yɛn reject yɛn so.
No, but don't you think that the facts the budget and yeah approve and it means that one yen you may be
yɛn ka sɛ a straight line because for the first time ya differ say by Tuesday the best sign ababium even though the speaker made a pronouncement that time but na yenim say ade ne yesan ba ne na ya beye ho adwuma mete say MP no ka say omuda so 137 nti eba vote on betimi ato because omo 137 no still vote against it Abraham Nekra ni enim say a first deputy speaker and a be preside because speaker etu kwan it definitely omo ebesan are rejected so it means they accept in good faith say the omo year last Friday no na enyemra kwan so and omo year mate say some legal luminaries be can say what the speaker did kra no or breach the law no obey and it's for the lawyers to talk about it but I believe that parliament throughout since 1992 adwuma omuye ohu nyina no about consensus building adwuma omuye about 80 to 90% consensus building say nyina yakabum na yehu se ewo se yema oman no move ahead the rejection of the budget especially consequences on this country enye say bia ye take entrenched party positions say me reject it and I keta at least there is something going on there. Wave no ewo. Ene say ya approve budget na eno kire say next year on mine no be almost at a standstill. Yentimi nye bibia. It is say ye ka say ye take a party entrenched position. There is say in chi say konfu boni say obetina kurabo otimu bi. I believe that ye nyina yem build consensus na ye build no na edeba.
But on him said you don't build consensus when posturing interest or build it. You could have lobbied the people behind the scenes and you build consensus.
It depends on how you look at it. Say do not call budget a workshop for days. Ama there is even a call by the finance minister say obeba na there will be some re-engagement on the same raise the E11 na say waba na speaker will want to walk him out say bia oba opese or lobby ne keka ho to walk na out.
Well, don't misrepresent the facts.
No, me but the money we answer madam sir. Please go ahead.
The majority leader at the buy say only leadership of the NDC and as a minority side issue, I can say there will be further re-engagement with the finance minister on the same E11 and answer the issues that you have raised. So muba na muteki entrenched position I can say mube tweetia. I think say it doesn't augur well. It amounts to bad faith. At the end so yenim say ba abeboyen. Who say even I said say 11 no yeah approve but maybe at a later date. Is it the case say Adiano who say a bar is a game changer ebeboa ama at least Ghana mabudu do na ye adwuma ebeboa ama yetimia fix a critical infrastructure with our taxes enunti na ama omo empese omo beyana. I just don't want to believe that, but I believe that ene say omo ko na say there are a lot of processes in the parliamentary voting process. Acclamation ka ho ye ka ho ye count to ne na keka ho ni nyina ka ho. Anything at all can happen, but I believe that so udo oman na opese oman no move on e konkanya me gidi say e wo say ya approve this budget. Taxes oman be anywhere are developed without taxes. So Ghana ha, if you check our tax to GDP ratio 12%. Even in African sub-region countries being and as low as 12%. And what should say taxes no enkonkan. Again, your friends say see and fix the country. Obiasi fix the country. The country can never be fixed without the taxes. Your debt go into unsustainable levels. It is a kosa na say betimi raise revenues here. Na yetimi aboa ama at least mabuno anya adwuma ye fix ye critical infrastructure ne na keka ho a na obi ka say essence me take some partisan position ti. And answer because say some numbers in parliament into a bit me actual minus one. Say na me kan no. Say konfuboni so otina kurama kuraba. Otimbi.
But I see me break. Awa Mohammed and out in Kano and the YEA Communications Director. There's about 40 minutes after 9. Pablo, I'm in Browser.
First things first. The Speaker of Parliament, the Right Honourable Adom Nsem, one walk out Kenoforiata because Kenoforiata a Babe lobby. No. When the voice vote was done, it is the same NPP. And I raise it, say when the occurs the nose have it no. Emra Ken Eba say Obeso or engage here. Occurs say he cannot make that decision because previously on the issue of homosexuality, that chairman Sabun so Occurs say speaker and a member of the house, so he cannot decide for them. So in this instance, knowing how chairman Sabun will behave, we decided that he will put it to a vote. And you see voice vote, and also the nose have it. And now minority, led by the deputy minority leader, Afenyoman can say, or calling for division instead. Rather, instead of saying voice vote, because other people who are not members also voted. And also okay. And then on the floor, one we member be if you floor no more. And that was it. So nobody asked Kenoforiata to leave. It was after the vote now. Omanji Antumu said, Omo Lucy, and Okasendie. Omo Mote floor, so Ken could have just moved up to the gallery. Because that's what the public gallery. A homo bia and Omoma Davis OPK. A deceive you of first time MP only mumbra. A deceive you of the a said get also the public gallery in Muntino. A said get also in public gallery. What he's forgotten is that Parliament is a house for the people. That is why the public gallery is there. They represent you and I. So the public gallery is open to everybody. But there is some miseducation going on. Now, Obia Soria, legal luminary, legal Maza lawyer ni bia lawyer ni. When in Brane Treswa, the best place to go is to go to the Supreme Court for proper interpretation for the lawyers. Obia Koti Article 104. Article 104. Then they resort to Order 109. Article 104 and cassette. And the wording Article 104 is clear. But for me, I feel that over the years, we've not had this kind of parliament. It has always been minority who have their say, majority who have their way. But what the MPP must understand is that today, as it stands today, we don't have a majority party in parliament. Your majority group.
Yeah.
You were 137. And an independent candidate back home. And decided, say, when it comes to business of the day, and the majority, But mind you, on the 6th to the 7th of January 2021, 137 plus one independent elected a speaker who has leanings to the NDC. So this parliament is totally different. The position of MPP for taking it dangerous for all of us, and I'll tell you why. Unim Ghana Abakosema, Leman, the overthrow it was because his budget didn't pass. Issues of budget are critical issues, and what's here to twice here. Chairman Sabons were a failing majority group, and I'll tell you why. This is the same man who could not elect a speaker, and this is the same man.
Debbie. What can I say? Oka said this is the same man who couldn't elect speaker.
But it says he was leading a majority group.
Yes, he was. He was leading 137 plus one member who decided to work with them.
Yes. Into 138 went me for an elected speaker.
No, but the point is only about what the
138 went me an elected speaker. His all trances. And Yababidu stand still way. When Haruna finished speaking, Chairman Sabon's no opportunity. It was for him to call for consensus. He started by going back to Jerry Rawlings Amembo, Eba Tamios Amembo, Eba President Mahama Amembo. President Mahama was voted out because Muslim Betmia Ejumano. So when he had the opportunity of calling for unity on the floor, no, he was on a frolic of his own. And then his utterances and his total disrespect for the speaker. When our LGBTQ issues, speaker he was the same person who said, "Sir, the speaker cannot decide for them because the speaker is not an MP." It's issues no onto my floor. No, this time around he does a 360. When Ken Ofurata prayed to the speaker, say, "Obese almost suspending motion answer, not quite for the engagement." No, this time around he was expecting say speaker will act on his own. I wanted the speaker to say, "Debbie, because previously you've told me that me a member, it will be about me to my floor no." And now he's there blaming the speaker. Say the speaker could have allowed Ken to have that opportunity. All trances and then Nsem Kika has issues and then it has consequences. Yeah, Obi, I mean Obi, Asempa.
Yeah.
Yeti hey. Say Mpil. The budget that was supposed to have been passed on Friday and passed it. As we speak today, the motion was moved. And that motion was flatly rejected by the minority. You can put interpretation here, put it to it. But as we speak this morning, there is no budget before the Parliament of Ghana. What the MPP needs, cool heads, sabi badrimba for insia no munsin konya. Na nye kasakeke. 137 is not 106, 169.
No, but MPP they are willing.
Who said?
More na mo position.
Wait, meba awal like I say. I say omukushia oho for the budget review.
Yeah.
They started debating the budget on Tuesday.
Yeah. Even
Wednesday.
at home, it is a finance minister was there.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
Thursday. On Thursday, what stopped the finance minister from going to Parliament to go and praise her? Because he knew that on Friday it would come before voting. Couldn't he have done it on Thursday? They were cocksure. Say budget never passing. But mind you, any MPP for. This is the first time I hear pass a budget. The whole country is up in arms against the budget. It is not just the NDC. People from industry, people from academia, traders and market women, small-scale enterprises, the businesses, ordinary students. Look at the mess Nooks president, MPP, look at the mess he put himself in. Immediately he issued a statement. The various blocks issue statements associating themselves. Even students are against this budget. Unim the NTR. Because that 1.75 na is steep. And Asemba, the NDC is not just asking for only that 1.75. But Brena have a trauma drink course who say 15% increase in all government taxes and levies and the charges. Driver's license, 15% increase. Nipa na ewu mpo asabe deaf. Nipa na ewu akwaje deaf certificate nipo no. Ubechi asa 15%. So it is not just one aspect of it. The NDC has 5 demands, and all the 5 demands it affects the Ghanaians. Our like I say, you cater see defense budget needed cater see defense find space in it. Otia okay. Say you contompa budget no more pass here no. Cater see defense find space no. But this is a government that last year, 2020, the whole Volta region, roads was abandoned. It was not. It didn't find space in the budget. Keta Sea Defense didn't find space in the budget. So what is this hypocrisy? Say Keta Sea Defense for Mubi. They did not find space in the original budget. No one come out drain home. But we are also saying say Aka Energy deal no. The wording in the budget and the representation is wrong. What we gave them permission, I am say and negotiate on behalf of government before Parliament. No. We did not give them rights. Almost starting go floating shares no monton. But they captured it and they say, Yamon to me. We are demanding say a reversal of that should be done. A Japan royalties, a Japan chronobono, the Amatsunami Duka say a Kufado, the mother serpent of corruption, you know. A Japan has found space again in this budget. A Japan. Yes, so we film because would mean commodity your royalties. So it is not just about 1.75. There are other issues that affect the ordinary Ghanaian. Value C, my friend is saying.
Benchmark value.
Benchmark value C. Any adjustments on my no. What it means is that we import BBR, the prices are going to quadruple because of the new benchmark values. No, yes, so we're reducing. No, so we are demanding 5 things. In Yama 5. And all these 5 things are things that remember Ghana for and what Tomu. And we're also saying, say, presidential budget, office of the president budget, Nesododo. Yeah, Kati expenditure, a leading member, a founding member of the NPP, Taza. Charles Rekrubobe Cracker say the budget to the office of the president, any profligate expenditure now, what presidency on $14,000 an hour aircraft now from last year June up to date. A Kufado just at his disposal, but you could be out Nemuno, Yentu 3 billion Ghana cedis has been allocated to the office of the president. And no, any challenge, But as if in all this, Sankaye when it so say Sikeyo mobile bejiji and Quebec to Jume Mumpo and Kaye when it so. But let me tell you what is happening. Look at the very end of the budgets. Look at the expenditure column for loans and the debts. ISC service and government payroll. Offer revenue number Gini now they are projecting say talk time taxi and the e-levy omenya about 8 billion. Offer it goes to service debt. So virtually there is no money for development. It's in a year so mu discounting po nom da babe yin punto aba mene wo sika no omo je no omo je di asanko tua kana omo bono under Akufo-Addo and Kenofurata they have borrowed over 230 billion in 5 years and omo ji sika no e di akoye nsi ho. Look at the budget. Our unshare budget no. Look at the last page of the budget. Total revenue and so we are in a fix with 2 amena and odi asimu. But the Akufo-Addo must cut his expenditure. And then my only advice to the minority, a majority, they say, patapa, and the Ahumaso, and the Kassetri, ye fen bumai, omombro mwase. Na ye sinkonya, na ye shekwanya, ye the budget tibe faso. Ye tuleman abayengu, ye soja for tuleman abayengu because of budget. Let's not underestimate what this budget can do to all of us as a people.
Pablo Mate, George Pariado, the National Youth Organizer for the NDC. Pablo, and your friend, Awa Mohammed.
Yes,
but then I would see the NDC for proposals and a submission now. More the year, Juma, rather than Kebebuamu to break the 8.
But that was what he said. He said, Yen suspending, then further engagement. You have raised issues.
No, but you had all the time to do the engagement.
No, but you see,
and
at the
end of Friday,
yeah. The first, discussion started on Tuesday.
Yes, but when you went for the budget
interviews,
review,
interviews.
Wow, Emra more call budget review, no,
yes.
No.
Yes.
The finance minister Eko Hobby.
Yes.
What prevented him from doing all the engagement?
He did all the engagement.
Next engagement 1 year.
In the morning, there be self-engagement and the money informal say, let's suspend it and have further discussions. Say, a month Tuesday and I say a month Wednesday. Discussions out of it in the say, let's suspend it and have further engagements. That is very important. Again, say NDC for I can say, oh, my borrow over 200 and this New refuse say 122 billion now mujayan. Say ye can NC on it just the interest on 122 now even 10% is over 50 billion.
Now, but some of the mabore mubeja.
The make can say. So we can say yeah 230 something. 230 something na be can your debt stock so.
Which are momo borrow yeah.
There be and you na borrow because there are your first draw down. You buy and a buy. To say maybe to say Pokwasi interchange.
But you
the drawdown came after
Pokwasi you said yes. Pokwasi they left it for you.
Pokwasi
and I'm buying you renegotiated to make it a 40.
It was not captured in the budget.
It was not captured in the budget.
Pokwasi interchange
in 2016.
It was not
they only said it. They only but
Pokwasi interchange.
It started in 2018.
Let us not confuse listeners. Pokwasi interchange at the time I'm mobile was there a budget for that interchange or not?
Yes, there was a budget, but there was no a drawdown.
What? No.
Budget
no. Was the money available?
The money was not available.
No, but was the money available
in 2018? That was why they didn't start it. So money is available. Why didn't they start in 2016?
No, but if you thought to say Nkayadi Behamwa, you could have rejected
it. We were about rejecting it until it was reviewed because a treaty. And I'm review before it was able to pass in 2018.
But the point is that there could have been a total rejection. You don't even go for a review. Say you review. You could have just rejected.
It is expensive. We reject it.
Yes.
Until it was reviewed. A review no say 40 year.
No, but once you have reviewed what you no, it's part of,
so it added up to the debt.
Yes, and so
when you have a budget,
why do you blame them?
Okay. Mimbele will be say 122. Okay. The abeka one no entirely a borrowing from us because interest 122 no eka ho. Okay. That's what I mean. Again, the budget line, the budget no 6.9 billion I can say benya from 11. I can say they got to interest. You can say the 1 billion you start. Yet 1 billion the critical infrastructure, especially roads, because you're suspending toll. It says you can be consensus building is very important to any parliament. And I make say, you suspend Emma yetimi engage ya. Mijiri say when you beba. There is the possibility say 1.75 no. On the higher side, a lot of people are saying that they are on the higher side. I listened to the Deputy Finance Minister Abena was say a corner was say a review no downwards. It will be reviewed downwards. Adia Bakwa and also Ewahone say a lot of people did not understand Sa 11. And Nuntinama saying this for a car. You get people to be responding, say, hey, because I met an NDC MP on that day. Emma, on no crown, he didn't even understand it.
But the idea about who should educate the public.
They already and one trim, they already and coach ready, they already a crana, and can one.
And I make us say, more introduce you idea.
Make us say, you, they make us say,
why no one say or educated
or rejected. Because on one say, was send this scam and the constituents.
Yeah.
Was send this scam and the constituents. Anka adiano aya into effecta. Anka ni constituents so omu yiskano na ye sign ati womu. Which adiano so nchiresa
MP Ben
Clementa Park on TV3. This on Friday in the morning. You can go and watch the clip. And because ono crown want tiase because say you withdraw scanner. Yento say who send there and eto and no crown I just say who send the bro 100 Ghana a day.
But don't forget the receiver can be a sender as well.
Yes, the receiver can be a sender.
Yeah.
But yeah, can say untimi and spending more than 100 cities after 100 cities and eto. But the uji 100,000 cities krana obejeno from mobile money no krana. There's no way say obetua bibia. I just said the 1% telecos no already take.
No, but a while, what is more surprising is MPP. My slogan here: we have the men.
Yes.
We have the men.
Yes.
So if you have the men to build consensus, you have the men to lobby. You should have done your homework.
It's unfortunate you bedru baby ayadri. And nunti na ama oko parliament. And you say bia you koye and you rejecting outright and I say a buy and putting into debate and rejecting outright. Before the debate, the leadership Asia said, let's suspend this motion. Now you further engagement because more is critical issues I was saying. And it's part of the reasons that we have the men. Because if we say the Kosana, a lot of people have reservations. Say nipo bebre reservation. Na ya de na bo ama o man na. Parliamentarians munya butre yenye re-engagement answer say bia ebetimi aya anka the open mirika kura be government, not the opposition saying that ye pentem rejected yen and anka bia ye pentem because the implementation will start 1st of January. It is implementation best started, but we'll see there be tobo. Let's hold on. Let's have further engagements. We'll see there be. And that is the reason, baby, baby, I away. Mejitum, the Okaine say, when you have a parliamentar, only absolute majority in parliament, you don't take entrenched positions. We have not taken any entrenched position. We still believe that yechirechiremuna etiasia, mijiri say betimi pass it. Obi anywhere betimi achichere on mine with borrowing.
But don't you think that your members of parliament, they are focusing on attacking the speaker instead of dealing with what they have to do?
You see, the problem has to do with the posturing of the speaker. It is wrong to attack the speaker. But the posturing of the speaker, no, I said he is almost becoming a partisan speaker, to be very honest.
We saw a West partisan
because we used to even have a party chairman as speaker in this country. Edru baby backbench stood, they say, sa party chairman cry yen santuano so Peter Alajeti. Minority even proposed him that time. Say yam fan to o man fa such use ma. Because Oyenejuma dispassionately. Some of us believe say Anka Backben is the best person to be speaker today. Why speaker? No, because Yenim said we pass it through from my majority, minority again, and our by minority. So waba Anka all the necessary your friends experience or bit me about. But baby Chairman Sabunsu, honorable leader and say on your member of parliament, you know, this is not the first time majority leader country will be so on your member of parliament. You remember Haruna Idrisi told on your member of parliament he can't decide for parliament, and this is a fact. Say the bill ba wanimwa who as referee utna hona can say Munfa bill Lembrantem na yam pass ya. You don't pass it.
Okay, and to me pacha.
Sa LGBT there no. And no can say you have to let MPs decide.
Okay,
you can decide for it.
So now per that statement. Now last Friday the speaker decided say MP should decide. They should decide on
prayer from the minister.
Yes, the prayer from the minister.
This is a bill.
And the MP decided.
This is a bill. A war abontain, not in parliament. Bill no eba. And oko grantee interview say omumbo mode na omufam rantem na yam pass it. That's the LGBTQ.
Okay, Mate.
This one before parliament or no decide which one should be debated. He decides it.
It
is on na catch and say and no ye pray on him to do a different from what grantee interview. Ako can say we am for bill them run on pass it.
Nate. Me say we for Awal Muhammad now ten can communication director YEA 2 minutes after 10 Adom 106.3 FM Dwaso Nsem Medini Kwesi Asempa Giorgio Pariado aka Pablo National Youth Organizer NDC. Pablo.
Awal Ejmani Edinyo. Yeah, do baby now would defend the Abaya. You know, between 2015 2016, now you're about radio, so when your back is against the wall, or cash you cry and tell us, I can appreciate your difficulty. Where we sit today, the majority group erred in working out on its own budgets. There was what's in Mpensenpensenmu. Say, me I made budget about to parliament. Me as a defend budget. Me am working out because I didn't get you out to public gallery. When if you don't mean debate issues, no. What's in Mpensenpensenmu? And yeah, it is unheard of. What Awal is saying today about the position of Babin. Even those of us in the NDC, sometimes we've had issues with our Babin because when Parliament was supposed to have started at 10 a.m. on the day, and they didn't have the numbers, and they were waiting for Delta flights to land. Now Kennedy, Japonia, Makwata, no more. As if people in my better Parliament. No, the Babin no hold Parliament for them. You think we're happy with it? Because that was when the debate should have started. Now Parliament started 10. As at 10, Babin a journey for 30 minutes for 2 hours. No more. You think we're happy? But what did we do as a country? We home as a minority group. What they were trying to do was to get in the numbers. As at that time, now just a phone to me do here. So they knew clearly, say there was no way a budget in the passing. So Ken Oforiata coming in was an afterthought to come and store the process further. To wait, say, numbers. No, Ken was not going to do anything different. What document did he bring before Parliament? Opese Obeye Bibi no, you have 2 deputy ministers, Omu in MPs. John Kuma ene Adjoa. Abina said
Abina say.
All 2 of them are MPs. Opese all the proposals, but Opese Obeye Bibi, you come with a document about Betama MP so that they can stand on something to look at. Ken coming into the chamber was to start the process so that the Ebekoni about Monday. A better time, no when you move full numbers and then they come and pass the budget. That was all we were seeking to do, to start the process. And we saw it right from Anopano. One time and there's some batching Benimunina. Where were they? And yeah, I keep saying it, sir. Chairman Sabonso as majority group leader. He's letting down the president. This is the same man that went me an elected speaker with 138 members. Went me an elected speaker. With the same numbers, went me and pass the budget. And yet, he has the most sharpest tongue. The Tekrema. Refusing to acknowledge, say, he's failed as a leader. When you cannot reach your minority group, and for the sake of Ghana, you're reaching consensus anyway. What did they go and do in the water region then? I'm going to share a review. What did they go and do? Monday, after I'm back from home, Monday, Parliament but committees met. Couldn't they have met to agree on some of the issues, Nibi? Tuesday, what happened? They are just waiting for their numbers. Say, numbers. So, but they know clearly, say, this budget does not resonate with the people of Ghana. Say, they are there in the interest of the ordinary Ghanaian. Omu parliament to represent you and I. And wow, I never came with and they say taxes. Any man this any man people. Ebia more dear more about with money extra revenue be expended. But mind you, say a back count. Say Yamin Pengu okwa kweye death certificate a obetia. Yame wa dom now to be credible if you are on benchmark values a count. Every charge be a hobia no yenga say we create PP card in no ye exonerate no. Ebia de abenya tax exemption. Say bia mo yemo we ekufu ado akunta is in the hotel ye man tax exemption. Ebia no bi na mo betumi enya. But majority of the taxes you will pay. A Japan deal ne wo ma isimu yin film no. A Japan affects all of us. It's in a word to the wise is enough. But the foot of the man when they say, Mummy ain't seen Konya. Now, Mamma for Patapa and co parliaments. I don't see my premo when ra. My circuit court, I quite bench and say, Moga watches so soon now. It will fail.
Now they're caught here and Juma and therefore Mohammed is
over. Any man PP4. Ye, the Chromano Mona, Yababe, speaker elections. Omobas, I say enough. A MP. It's the same taxes. Me no kase na no pay. Me no kase. Playing police presence a good parliament. So I'm trainer so soon appear on my action. Baby, I'm kika on my na kono. Obodi here ko baby e mo see ko. Na monkai say Ghana and MPP for nko ade. When you have a country that is sharply divided in an election that you say mu ria asana mu win no. You should be careful because jamoye no a provocation in the face of democracy. Now, mind Jaya, Keke no, a better go on Nsem, so we should be careful.
It's about 8 minutes after 10. Mensaka, a quick release the Biwa me fan to Ghana Fe. Dwaso, a high Adom 106.3 FM. I say for immediate release, November 30, 2021, Ghana School Feeding Program. And also, second term arrears for school feeding caterers to be paid soon. The Ghana School Feeding Program wishes to inform all caterers that the Ministry of Finance has released the warrant to the Controller and Accountant General to mobilize funds to defray the second term arrears for 2020-2021 academic year. Now, work on the caterers payment file and all relevant data for payment of the second term arrears is complete and awaiting the transfer of funds by the Controller and Accountant General to the Ministry of Gender's account with the Bank of Ghana for onward disbursement to caterers. Management is also making frantic effort to ensure that all other arrears due caterers are settled accordingly. The Ghana School Feeding Program would want to commend all our caterers nationwide for their patience over the delay in the payment of their second term arrears. We want to reiterate that the commitment of management of GSFP that all efforts will be made to ensure that arrears due all caterers are paid accordingly. Thanks for your patience once again. Signed, Siba Alpha, Head of Public Relations. Okay, well, so this is what I have. Per the me reading, Mamifa paragraph 1, I'll say the Ghana School Feeding Program wishes to inform all caterers that the Ministry of Finance has released the warrant to the Comptroller and Accountant General to mobilize funds to defray the second term arrears for 20 to mobilize. It means a funds in anyone and fail to mobilize it from where? Okay, so that's number one. But if you are saying that they will be paid sooner, how soon? Because we've seen releases about soon, not to me a year. If indeed more to me a bit, emphatic. Say ebia 18 December, you are paying school feeding caterers. Rather than a release that is saying soon. Soon could be any time. Anyway, I'll stand for correction, but this is the release that is coming in. Into your say, me read it. 10 minutes after 10, well, the public hearing of the LGBTQI++, ABCB cracker started. I want to make sure say monetize.
Yes.
So, how did it go?
Yes, Michelle, but you see, before that, I don't know why the NDC will always keep on repeating, say, you win the election, you went to Supreme Court. You couldn't even substantiate.
You said.
What go Supreme Court went to me and you see one court class and win elections. No, Oko is a Juma easy by who went to me and no, but still. The Gobelian tactics of repeating lies in Tinama, there be an opportunity be a elections. To the extent that you had a former president saying that elections, when Timan substantiate your court and so equals the Obitima Cochich more. When Ghana is a sovereign state and Obetimetina, actually more quarter, over 10 now to 20 million. So Munjai and some Debia Muka say we are elections in your winning. How did you win the elections? On LGBTQ, no? And I was extremely happy, especially with the engagements now by now. Omu promote Omu came well prepared. Omu koyano Moses for Amoni or by no any presentation the propaganda aspect was a communications person or can the propaganda aspect any normally in he brought in Dr. Kosiose. Psychiatric Emma on also ebetre the statistics any the technical definitions in the kika home baby manager pan say was 93% of omo engage in LGBTQ 93% omo musuan and you say bia omo ena sa percentage I wo Ghana no 93% was say there is no scientific proof say ye will be say or ye LGBTQ and also ye gay and also lesbians. There is no scientifically proven. Emma that engagement who say ampa proponents well researched omu bibia ansana omu betina ho abeye. I think say progress ena ye make you. But the econo ohwe omu memoranda omu receive omu say omu receive over 150. Now 150 no, show the pace at which engagements kuya. I doubt if this thing will be win in term ama yetimi approve. There koi bet me do 6 months to 7 months ansa na ebia atimi asanko parliament ansa na parliament atimi atna ho approve. But it is a healthy development. So who fie na omo eye na who hwe o TV so a when beji because ubenya the real facts ubemu se ampa the LGBTQ activities enya dia obi ebetena baby akase me sa na ye wo me. But are you for or against LGBTQ? I am totally against it. Eya dia me kra de bakwa me kra me depa even the advocacy part of it. Say ye outlaw even the advocacy part of it because me maybe I make say the omo epe no enye rights bia na ompo. Omo bana omo estati radio engagement ne kakra say asumasi engage asumasi discriminating. They are doing that to do as a publicity stunt to say bia ombetimi are recruit more people because they are running into extinction. Omo AIDS Commission edi abase 18% of adults are omo ewo AIDS ewo Ghana ha gay for 18% gay for eti wombe wu nansan omo nyina dodo na ewu eti definitely wo se omo ka ho asem because se wo se open rights ewo ha ade no edem na yeye no wo shedem na wo ya hwan na be hu kra be reporto even obani be makro ye na bonte ya wo se echo so right be na wo pe. They are only doing the propaganda. They are only talking about it. Sene be ya enkrofo adwen be koso na omohu ekwan obitima fa so asua. Na omohu se oh asuma si eka ho. Eti e wose me associate. They use social media, they use mainstream media. For instance, I no kra no start mainstream media start ka ho asema. Na obi ate. Na ye kan so omu ska it will say a big journey because of economic hardships and so on. But the advocacy part to cry can say because in Nigeria today when you go and talk about it on radio you don't talk about it on radio so unam na wo ya na echewa and also say a criminal wo so wo kan wasem kra wo radio na uma ho kwan ema ye kan wasem wo kan wasem ni nyina no you are liable. And no na the part of the law mikrano manage hunti. I am strongly for it. And no na mama ye worried say memoranda be 150 no. One share no mo ntimi exhausting animu ya na yetimi a pass law no na yagya ho asem kraka because anka ya pass law na wia anka yeti ntimi nka ho asem bi o say bia aftermath na bia be ka ho asem kakra bi na etwem obi eni wo betima betena wo fidie so abeka se me gay anasa me lesbian biom enti obi enhu se so me se gay anasa lesbian na etimi na etu atwa kora preko etimi de I am totally for it. I'm a Muslim, I am a Ghanaian. Your values and any bibia now why na won ba na wo na won koye ne saade wo si awode won ware na wakowo enti obi nko wo ne ba na wo de fa ne ba no ekoye sa again de omo pe Chesipa and say on betimiako ye children's home in a keka on a doctor Nkwala na omudo ma hwase ne keka and to we ne Ghana ni bia no enfa ya entachri sa academia ni pa makumaku 18 and na ama you could even see say omuya makumaku 18 there circle wo ni say CDD I report say Ghana for 97% empesa beka ho sem kra. Nelso CDD boss no eka ho eka 18 na mo say yama mu right. It's just interesting. So we are research in Ghana for do na over 20 something million say omum pese beka ho asem kra. Na wa ba say o yema omu fa hodie na omunya de omu pe. Me say matese say Q plus na e sha say no. E kire say obi ochina bi ni se obi ba no kasa obeware microphone yi kura na oye yi bia eno no plus ne ka ho na edina behim because ade ne start LGBT ena Q aba ena I aba na P aba ne keka ho eti eno na ase ekwan na kodu ba bia abedru eti me de I am totally for it and the engagement no obia enya kwan na onhwe se omu ye engagement na GTV eti onya kwan na wo hwa Mijiri say betimi aboa amu with the information say nipa no eba na o kirekire ma ubetimi aboa na teme de mijiri say engagement no e ade a ebeboa yi
Pati awa me da say Pablo Brema me
LGBT is mensem yetia yen to me as a country and so sad my way so and for the first time our position a position meaning if two adults around them one, they'll be in family. But that extension of advocacy, that extension that you who your basic curriculum manka, your nyam branca, your baby oh, by it happen in this country, I don't laugh. Where a serious issue.
That the sexuality education.
Sexuality education, you know. It was a dangerous thing, I can't be so cruel. And ye any brea, I can't be. I can't once a man. That was the introduction of LGBTQE at the basic level of education. Say, what feel said, the away and the Yama show them when I men found by me, Mabobuano. You're right. I'm all right. You're right. Your right starts and ends where maybe beginning. So, when it's offensive to me, I will not countenance it, me entertaining. We don't even have to have this discussion because, like the more we discuss it, we are advocating for them. Embrane go before parliament. Some aspects of the laws they claim is harsh. na the house mu no mu yifimu. But let's pass the law. Me put the rabbit say, Oche Act 28 now, Criminal Offences Act now. Or natural canal knowledge. Your offense, so the Supreme Court should give a proper interpretation to it. But Ghana should not accept LGBTQ plus and whatever it can be. We can't accept it, and I'm not for it, and I don't support it. I was born into a Christian home. My Christian values. Extreme say sex is between a man and a woman. Maybe a man can be.
Party Pablo Benase, I want my member under 2 minutes here. If you are to account to Ghanaians under 2 minutes, the achievement of the MPP administration, the 5 years in office, what would you tell them?
The American say we came and met a bankrupt economy. You buy now almost all the economic indicators and was pointing at the wrong direction. You buy now inflation was its highest, 15%. You buy for the past 4 years in Druho. You buy from you buy single digit. You move up by 11. And no say ampa. It stabilize the economy. Growth rate. And when former President Mahama was taking over from Mills, growth rate was at double digits because of oil. With the same oil economy, growth rate came into its worst, 3.4% under Mahama, worst in over 24 years. You buy echo 8% by 7% owing to COVID. Emma from to the extent that global economic outlook, I can say, in 2020. Economies emerging economies like Ghana and Nekeka ebe grew negative 0.4%. We grew 0.4, a positive. And as I say, economy no started pick up. We share businesses. Say businesses are better off under this government than under the NDC government, because now policy rate at Bank of Ghana 25.5% under the NDC. Intina average lending rate under the NDC say obi koso pese okoje besia na otimi train adwuma mu a na 30 to 35%. And the highest you can find 24%, the highest, because lending policy rate about 14.5%. A bit me lend at 16%. Between 15 because Car Bank is doing 15 to 24%, the highest. And no choice a bit me are expanded on youth job creation. Yatimi abomodi etimi aye factories makuma kube 100. Etimi absorb some youth also eye ejuma ewum. Again, NAPCO became a game changer because in 2016 now the entire campaign was about jobs for the youth. Into my ekranu ye the caption ye manifesto, change an agenda for jobs. Yes, system ne di nyuma ba. Ye ba ye no na yakwaji wo obesia. Into obesia yakwaji na yentimi mfa nkrofo adwuma nti ye hu ekwan e betimi afa so afa omo adwuma nti ye fa graduates, because na graduate unemployment na ye unsustainable levels. Yeah, for the first time in the history of this country, ye fa graduate maku 100,000. Omu eye juma ene kura na se omu ntoaso na kwapem se ebefo omu nyina into public service na yasan afa ofofro. The free senior high school
finally
eye adia aba se ye ka the legacy of this government na wanka free secondary school na wonka hwe, because are increasing enrollment, especially my zongo areas. Dudona ye no mu wie JSS because they couldn't get opportunity to go to secondary school. Firstly, in the zongo on average ye wie JSS omo mutimi ko school out of 10 3 mutimi toaso e wie secondary school. But say uko zongo sa almost 100% obi wia oko it free secondary school abeboa ama at least Ghana ye move from an illiterate society into a literate society. Na Ghana illiteracy level no kosoro.
Thank you. Awa Mohammed, Communications Director, YEA. Pablo, under 2 minutes.
Propagandist. Wow. As for the NPP, but you can only measure the performance of a man by the realities around you. Odon Sasho Botoma and we 100 Ghana cedis in 2016. Now 100 Ghana cedis, then I need to meet and 100 Ghana cedis, then it's meet. This is simple and basic economics. When you casatinho, say free SHSO, say NAPCO.
No, but you don't expect 100 Ghana, the better 2016 to still buy the same 2020.
Above them.
Yes, but
in economics, we 100 Ghana, we 100 pounds were landing in 2016, and then we 100 pounds now is the same because inflation.
No, time value of money. We are communicating to the masses.
I am telling you,
economic jargons.
Time value.
You are relating to the masses.
Time value.
2016. Now 100 Ghana. Ebia ube to me ato. 2 bags of cement.
As a might be 2 minutes.
Okay, what they
say?
Yeah,
£100 in 2016.
Yeah,
in the UK. Diane Betono. Today, that same £100 will buy the same thing, and nothing has changed. So bibiara.
With this economy, current economy.
Me say, I will look at that material. Me say, £100. What's the inflation?
Can see this a higher Ghana.
I am telling you, so the economy has not been managed good. 100 cities. When inflation was record high, according to our Mohammed, at 15%, could give you more than when inflation is at 11%. What it simply means is that the jargons don't work. Reality. And yes, the year Juma. When the MPP speaks, before COVID, in 2019, what was the growth rate of this country before COVID? COVID, it has become almost savior. But in 2019, what was the growth rate?
It was around 6.8%, which is higher than 3.4 now.
Maybe let me finish. They are quick to say so under President Mills. Growth rate cost through, and then it reduced by 3.8 under President Mahama. Under President Mahama, we saw the worst fuel price in the world. The fuel. So when fuel was driving our economy, what they don't tell people, they say, we are still net. What you are not telling people, they say. What you are not telling people, they say. Mobile two additional oil fields that were not available to President Mahama. Mobile 10 field no. And I'm about to Sankofa field no. You drew the first oil from those 2 fields. So your growth was artificial. Formal growth minus oil. That's what the real rates are.
But that's it. I will see Mami Fasid Mohammed, Communication Director, YEA, Georgia Pariado Pablo, the National Youth Organizer for the NDC. Ankwanoma, Yedi Ebe to me, Yemres Wide as well. DJ Awana, thank you. Emmanuel Free, thank you. Aisha Ibrahim, thank you. Kofi Hassan, thank you. Listo Wakojo Fojo. Okanjani Zonsu Suntiatia.